What is going on, everyone? It's Inuyasha's here, and what we're going to be going over today is a simple guide to get started in alchemy. This guide is really going to be targeted towards new players who have no idea what they're going to do or how to start alchemy in the first place. The goal of the video is to get you started on 2 basic recipes while also giving you the tools needed to figure out what else you can all make or what you might want to make. Alright, so let's get started. What's the first thing we're going to need to do to start? Are you fucking serious? Are you really gonna just crash my video, bro? What the fuck? Like, dude, I'm trying to record here. Okay, so as I was saying before we were so rudely interrupted, is that to start alchemy, we're gonna have to get our hands on an alchemy tool. You can do so by going to any general goods vendor and looking at their shop. If you scroll down towards the bottom, you'll find Alchemy Tool. Buy yourself one of these and we'll get started with that. Alright, so now that we have our Alchemy Tool, we need to rent a house as a residence. If you don't know how to do so, just click on the city you wish to do your alchemy in, find a house, click on it, and select residence out of the list. Now that you have a house and you have your alchemy tool, just head on inside to your home and you're going to enter place mode. Next, we're going to have to get our ingredients for our first 2 recipes. For the first 2 recipes we're going to be making clear liquid reagents and pure powder reagents. These are going to be very basic materials in all alchemy, and they can actually sell quite well if you decide to sell them. To make clear liquid reagents, we're going to need 1 salt, 1 sunrise herb, 1 purified water, and 1 weed. To make pure powdered reagents, we need 1 sugar, 1 silver azalea, 1 weed, and 1 purified water. For both recipes, you need weeds and purified water. Okay, so let's go over all the things we're going to need to make these reagents. You know you can get a lot of weeds quickly through your farms. If not, you can do some bare-handed gathering at any farm in the game, such as potatoes or tomatoes, anything like that, and you can get your hands on quite a bit of weeds. If all else fails, you can head over to the market. The pre-order price is fairly high. Last time I checked, it was about $3,500, but weeds typically sell for around $600 each if you want to stick around and try to snipe them as they get posted. Once you know which recipe you intend to make, head back to your home and head to your alchemy tool. We're going to be pressing R on the alchemy tool, which is going to bring you up to this menu here where you put in the ingredients for your recipe. In this video here, I'm going to be making clear liquid reagents, as I'm going to need those for some elixirs I'm making down the road. Something that's very important is you only want to put in the amount needed to make 1 recipe. Do not throw all your materials in there, as it will use all of them in one go, and that is not what you want to do. If you have all your materials, you can right click to put one of each of these in, as it only takes one of each for this recipe. After that, just hit continuous production, hit enter, hit F to enter the maximum amount that you can make, and then enter again. Now you're going to be making your clear liquid reagents or pure powders if that's what you chose to make. Congratulations, you are now officially doing some alchemy. You can actually get quite far if you want to just keep making reagents all the time, as there's really no limit to the market for them. Now my next suggestion is, as you're making whatever reagents you're making, I would suggest heading over to the web browser and search up bddatabase.net. This is a very handy site if you're trying to look stuff up. What I would do on this site is search whatever reagent you're making. Since I'm making clear liquid reagent, we're going to click on this. On this page, I can click over to product of recipe, and it will tell me the recipe for making this reagent. I will also put a little disclaimer right now. Instead of using wild grass, weed is a substitute for wild grass, so that's why we're using one weed instead of this. But the reason why we're here looking this up is we're looking at used in recipe. This tells us all the recipes we can make out of clear liquid reagents. Basically, we're just doing some research to seeing if we open up any other doors for us to advance further in alchemy. Say you have these materials to make clown's blood, for example. You know this can be an option for you. You then would have to check the market to see if there's any reason for you to make clown's blood. There's a lot of stuff in alchemy that will be no profit and it'll be a dead end window, but there's also a lot of stuff that you can make just to make a profit in alchemy. The market in Black Desert is constantly changing, so you're always going to have to do some research before you decide what you're going to make. For example, right away, without even really researching this, I can see 179,000 Sinner's blood are listed on the market, and only 400 Tyrant's blood are listed on the market. I'm pretty sure you can guess which one is going to be an easier sell and which one is going to sit on the market for a week without selling. So basically, all I would do is just spam out these reagents, research things one at a time, look at the market, and the last thing I would do is check out the Imperial alchemy vendor. You can just run over to one of these Imperial delivery vendors, speak to them, head over to the medicine tab, and these are crates you can make for Imperial alchemy and sell. The top one is even going to be for reagents. It takes 20 clear liquid reagents, 20 pure powder reagents to make a box, and you can sell the box for 150k straight to an NPC. You don't need another player at any market or anything. You can just make these boxes and sell them. If you wish to sell off your reagents, this is actually a very nice approach, as you're gonna net about 3.6k per reagent for box you make. That should be some very nice starter money, and it's very simple for you to just make reagents, so this is one way you can make money through alchemy right away. You can scroll through these other boxes, checking out what you need to make them, and see if you have the materials or if you can obtain the materials to make any of these boxes. It's always an option for you to explore this. Some boxes aren't worth it to make, some are, so you're gonna have to do your research. Again, alchemy is a lot to do with research. Another useful site you can do your research on will be on blackdesertanalytics.com. It's a wonderful site that Bowser is making, and it's coming along very nicely, and it provides tons of useful information. You should get to know pretty much everything on this site, as it's all wonderful and it's very nicely done. What we're looking at right now is a spreadsheet of how much money you're making or losing making all the Imperial alchemy boxes. If you want to see the materials that go into each box on this site, you can also click on the long chart, as it will break it down per material. But for the sake of this video, we're going to look at the short chart. As you can see, the reagent box is netting about 121k profit if you gather the materials yourself, so right off the bat you can make some pretty good money. But I will point out, as you get more events into it, some of the stuff can be quite rare or quite expensive for you to get. As you can see down here, you would be losing money by making some of these things in alchemy. So always, as I said like 5 times in this video already, do your research. You should have plenty of time while you're doing your alchemy to do research. That is something that I really enjoy about alchemy, is the fact that it is semi-AFK. If I ever have errands to run and I know it's going to take me 46 minutes or less, I know it takes me 46 minutes to use up an advanced alchemy tool. Okay, so this has been my introduction to alchemy guide. Hopefully we got you started with those reagents and we've given you the tools needed to research further into alchemy as you make those reagents. Hopefully this helps you out. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer and help out. And as always, you all take care and have a wonderful day.